My man, young Joshua, told y'all earlier that times are going to get harder for us as Christians to talk about our faith. So we need to be on the front lines unashamed. DJ Faith, you got something for him? You got something for the people? I need to see y'all shoulders a little bit. Some of y'all acting like y'all too cool. Somebody give me a shoulder right there. Check it. Look. I ain't embarrassed to share my faith. I am aware this might flare some hate. It's foolish to you if you don't get or ain't. And here with saints, you hear me paint a picture with the scripture, trying to hit you to the blood spiller, to the dead bird you from the grip of the killer. You might not like what I got to say about a God who saves out of grace. You might have gave people a lot of rage. When I tell you that you gotta realign your ways. Well, persecute me, go ahead, hurt and bruise me. You think that'll hurt and shoot me? The church is too deep. Never let Christ go before I never let the light go. You say we crazy, we psycho, we stay to the shore. Some people mad cause we right here, upset cause we represent. Living bold with no fear, riding around with no tents. You see us, we moving, no vacays and no losing. Little logo, no oil, we nice, we good. Shut the church down. Shut the church down. Shut the church down. I need y'all to follow me with this right here like this. Set. We gon' give it to him. We gon' give it to him. We gon' give it to him. Don't be scared. We gon' give it to him. We gon' give it to him. Don't be scared. Shut it. Back me up. We gon' give it to him. We gon' give it. We gon' give it to him. 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 Yeah, we gon' give it to him. He look like me, don't he? We gon' give it to him. We gon' give it to him. Alright, Trav, we can take a little break. We can take a little break. It's not up to me, you gotta ask one of them, my man. Check this out. Me and Trev are gonna do a little something for y'all, alright? Trev, you start me off. Cause look, some of y'all are too comfortable just going to church and living a routine Christian life, but Jesus told his disciples to go and do something. Go and be something. Everybody in here can go and do something and be something great for Jesus. So stop living comfortable. So look. Y'all ready? Everybody saying something. Everybody saying nothing. Anybody praying something? Make somebody start saying something? Well, I am. Because I'm tired of these tyrants mocking the I am. We need revival and fighters for Zion. Where are the John and Peters? Not scared of a non-believer. Dare to be awkward people and share till your lungs are weaker. The power in his word can devour what you're scared of in this hour. Be determined. Love. You want to know if you are useful? Let's check what God is used to see if he would use you or if he'll refuse you. Noah preserved the world, though he got drunk. Abraham was too old, and Sarah jumped the gun. Jacob was a little stubborn, Joseph a little bitter. Moses' sister stuttered, Joshua a little timid. David was a womanizer, Peter was a doubter, and Paul killed Christians, but still he was hired. These are just a few of the dudes who refuse to use their conditions as excuses to lose the fuel to move them to do what Yeshua has cued them to do. Look, the truth is a gift with which we can't be recluse. It's good news that you should be loose with. Yeah, it's exclusive, but you should be inclusive to all whom you call, regardless who he pulls in. Go into the world and give them the gospel. Give it to them whether they receive it or not. And don't wait, there's no greater time than now. Right now, before the trumpet sounds, it's time to go. went y'all long. Somebody say, less is more, Gio. You leave it up to me, I'll be up here doing my whole album. But I won't do that to you. Somebody say, less is more, Gio. So I'm gonna leave y'all with this song. It's called I'm Learning. You see this right here? This is a miracle from God. Right? Let me tell y'all why. It's not one of those stories where like, oh my God, you know, he almost lost his life, which my brother, he almost lost his life when he was born, but he was born healthy, don't worry, he's good, he's healthy. You'll see him running around, he's healthy. But the reason I say he's a miracle is because I was brought into this world on the island, Puerto Rico, into a family with an abusive father and a really, really young, inexperienced mother, like in high school. So my introduction to life was all messy. So that momentum that my life carried on should have left me in jail, dead, which is where I was headed. A baby daddy to multiple kids. Just my life shouldn't have been what it is now. Let's put it like that. I don't want to bore you with the details, but God spared a lot when he spared me. So, August 14th, I celebrated 5 years married. Glory to God. And sometimes I suck as a husband. But my wife is like amazing. Y'all gotta meet her. She's like super dope. Very gracious with me. And then we got 2 kids. And I don't beat my wife like my father beat my mom. I don't run out on my wife like my dad ran out on my mom. I'm there for my kids like my father wasn't there for me. So I'm not trying to toot my horn, but beep beep. I'm more trying to toot his horn because if it wasn't for the influence of God fathering what my father did it, I wouldn't be this good dad that I'm being today. So I'm learning. DJ Faith, Trev, let's take him out. Yeah. It's bugged out because I need to be a man. But not just any man. I need to be the man that others need me to be. Look, born on the island, projects resident, scorned by the violence. My pops gets pestilent, mourns in her silence. Mom is hesitant, forced to deny him. Pops left desolate, now I am fatherless. No role model, I'm bound to no accomplishments, but choke those bottles. It's oh so grotto, I'm supposed to live hollow and bounce the world with all my chest. No holds barred until I heard the gospel and understood my place in it. I got a hold of God's book and stuck my soul and face in it. Pray that he would know me and favor me as his. I laid as he consoled me and came to my wish. I'm adopted for eternity. Look what his hand did. Jesus lived purposely. Now I know what a man is. A man loves, a man serves, a man does, a man works, a man longs for God's heart and finds a man's worth. But I am not perfect, but he is whom I worship. Purpose is what I found when I searched him. I know now, but I'm learning. I'm learning how to be a man, learning how to love my wife, learning how to be a dad, learning how to live my life. I know now, but I'm learning. My wife is awesome, but I don't know how I got her. Cause I'm all like, I am not a perfect man, God has got a perfect plan. I'm honestly a pervert man, a product of my circumstance. I have less than you can offer me, plus my drive growing up with sex and pornography. Time passes and I'm learning you. The more I know you, I am baffled that you search me too. You are a gift, this is evident with you around. I am simply a better man because of who you are. I am so in love with you because of who you are. I want to bow my love to you. I want to smother you in love and truth and cover you. I thoroughly enjoy every minute growing up with you. For better, for worse, no matter how bad worse is, I will do it all for you with courage. I'll protect you and lead you, respect you and feed you. As I follow Jesus, follow me, girl, I need you. I am not perfect, but he is whom I worship. Purpose is what I found when I searched him. I know now, but I'm learning. I'm learning how to be a man, learning how to love my wife, learning how to be a dad, learning how to live my life. Look, I know now, but I'm learning. I got 2 of these, and it's bugged out. I'm asking, how can I give what I was not given? Now you will live with your dad like I didn't. I thank God for my stepdad, but where was my father? I wanted to request that he would call, but why bother? As I hold you for the first time, I'm enlightened. What was once I'll tell you why.
I know now, but I'm learning.
And what I'm learning is that Jesus is the only and the pinnacle of pure, true, God-intended manhood. So you in the house tonight and you're like me? You're like me and you're like trying to learn how to be the right kind of man for your family, for your community? Just look to Jesus. Look, that's my time. I don't have all the answers, nor do I claim to, but Jesus does. So I recommend if you're in the building tonight, I don't want to assume everybody in here is a Christian and has a church they're connected to. Find a church, find a Bible and read it, and get your behind discipled if you're a man in the house tonight. I'll be in the back with CDs and stuff. Please.
James, Chio is really, really good. I just thank God for the gift that He's given him to come forth and share. Amen. Please support the brother along with young Josh. Please support these gifted and talented artists that could be doing their thing in the world but choose to glorify Christ. Amen. The next artist that we have coming forth is really, really good. He's another spoken word artist coming from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The brother has, amen. Billy in the building. So listen, I just want y'all to continue to listen. This brother has a phenomenal ability to be able to paint a picture and tell a story that glorifies the Lord Jesus Christ. So please everybody, give a huge round of applause for brother Nafak Shaim.
What's up, Harrisburg? How everybody doing? Good. It's good seeing everybody again. My name is Nafak Shaim. Alright? That's not a Muslim name. I'm not Muslim. It's Hebrew. Ignore the beard. Alright? I don't have no bean pies. I don't smell like cinnamon. I look. Alright? I'll be standing next to my car looking for a bean pie. Okay? Alright, it's actually Hebrew. It comes from Genesis, when God blew the breath of life into Adam. So Nafak is to blow, and Hayim is life. Alright, so my name means I'll blow life. Okay? Alright, so I'm gonna take like a little, and I'm a storyteller, so I tell stories, so none of my stuff rhymes. Okay? So I tell stories, you gotta listen for them though. Alright, so on my way here, I just felt like that to encourage somebody. So on my way here, that 2-hour drive, Lord touch. I gotta do it back to Philadelphia. But on my way here, I was driving, and there was this red truck that drove by me on the left side. And so I'm just sitting there, and I'm just looking, and there was a guy who was driving, and there was a lady that was in a passenger seat, and she was knocked out. I mean, that nasty sleep. I mean, okay. So it was in that moment that the Holy Spirit spoke to me. He wanted me to encourage somebody. And he says, learn how to be a passenger and trust him with the wheel. Okay? So somebody in here has been worried. You've been trying to figure out how it's going to work out. You've been trying to figure it out. Just learn how to be a passenger. Let God do the driving. Okay? All right. And now for the stories. Okay. All right. This first story is called Blood Transfusion. Okay? I'm working on an album. It's going to be on the album. All right, so blood transfusion. And it's basically a story about a homie of mine who got shot. I remember it like it happened yesterday. When I got that phone call that you got shot. My heart, it dropped to the bottom of my stomach. I couldn't even breathe, like that choked up feeling. So the only thing I could do was figure out I have to hurry and get to the hospital before he dies. So I put my clothes on and I hopped out the door and I hopped in my car and I just sped down the speedway, banging curves, going through red lights, stop signs. So I got to the emergency room. And when I got there, I threw my car in the parking lot and I got out and I ran to the doors as fast as I could. And the door slid open. I ran past the guard. And I went from door to door, floor to floor, room to room. And I couldn't find him. And the whole time while I'm pacing the floor looking for his room, I'm like, I gotta find him. I can't let him die like this. I know I can't let him die like this. I want my face to be the last face that my homie sees. So I kept looking and I finally found this room. And when I found this room, I turned the knob and pushed the door and the door creaked in and I paused. I didn't want to go in. So I pushed the door open and I was too late. I was too late. Right there in this hospital bed, shirt drenched in blood. And all I could think of was, dude, I told you over and over again, for the wages of sin is death. But he wouldn't listen. He kept doing what he wanted to do. He would not listen to my voice, and there he is. And he lost so much blood that he needed a blood transfusion. So the nurses, one was Grace and the other was Mercy, was looking around, can anybody donate some blood? Does anybody have any blood that you can donate to this man? And as I sat there, I just looked at him and I said, take my blood. And they said, sir, who are you that you can say take your blood? I said, I'm both lion and lamb. I said, take my blood. They said, sir, who are you? I said, I'm Alpha and Omega, take my blood. They said, sir, who are you? I said, I am the Christ, take my blood. So they led me into this small room and they opened up the door, and inside this room was a big wooden cross, and next to the cross was a small table with a small bowl, and inside the bowl were 3 spikes and a crown of thorns. And Grace and Mercy led me to this cross and they told me to lay down. And Grace took my right arm and took the spike and laid it right there. And the spike was so cold that goosebumps went through my entire body. And they took this hammer and they went back as far as they could, and they drove that spike into my wrist over and over and over again, and blood splattered everywhere. And I wanted to get up so bad because the pain was excruciating. And they took my left arm and they did the same thing, and they crossed my legs and they did the same thing. And then to mock me, they took these crown of thorns and they rested them on my head, and the thorns went inside one part of my scalp and out the other, and blood and sweat poured into my eyes, and I couldn't see. And they lifted me up on this cross naked. Father! How could you leave me here like this? Daddy! Please. And I wanted to get up off the cross so bad. The pain was unimaginable. And I almost called the whole host of heaven to come down and rescue me. But I knew that my job was not finished, because in the next room, I still heard the heart machine because you were flatlined. I wanted to get up off the cross so bad, but in the next room, all I could hear was, beep. Everything about you was dead. Emotionally dead. Mentally dead. Spiritually dead. So I hung on that cross until I felt like it was finished. And as more and more blood left my body, in the next room I heard something so sweet. I heard a sound that was so beautiful to me. In the next room I heard beep, 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 beep. As I was dying on the cross and as blood was leaving my body, this was the blood transfusion that grace and mercy had me do, so that you in the next room who knew nothing about me, you in the next room who didn't love me first, you in the next room who were dying, you in the next room were coming back to life. And to see you live, I'll do it over and over and over again. So if anybody asks you how you came back to life, if anybody asks you how you recovered from being flatlined, you tell them that you are a recipient of a blood transfusion. I don't know what you're wrestling with, but I just came by to Harrisburg long enough to tell somebody that the blood still has power. No matter the curse, no matter the bondage, no matter what you have seen in your generation or in your family, whatever cycle you see repeated in your family, the blood still has power. And God is near. You are not forgotten. God is near. I feel that in my heart to share that with somebody. God is near. God is near. Whatever your prayer has been, God is near. Be encouraged. Don't give up. God is there. And He will strengthen you. He will deliver. He will cover. He will empower. He will rescue. He will revive. He will restore. God is there. Last piece. The name of this piece changes all the time. The book and the author. So, I was reading a book one day, and it was horrible. The worst book I have ever read. Do you hear me? The worst book. So, I'm like, look, I gotta talk to this author here. I was like, this stuff does not even make any sense. And I didn't finish reading the book. I just put it down and I just started calling the 1-800 number on the back. And I said, look here, sir. I said, you don't know me, but I got a few ideas on what you can put inside this book to make your next book even better. I said, so if you got some time, can I please come to your office? You know, I was trying to be, I was trying to be rude, but he took me up on my offer. Sir, come on by. I said, all right, cool. So I drove to his office. It's pretty nice, small. Walked in, secretary said, he's in the room down to the left or the right or something like that. It's been so long ago. So I walked down there, knocked on the door, no answer. Now I know he was expecting me. You better open up this door. I drove. So I knocked on the door again. He said, come on in. So I went in. And I said, hey, how you doing? He said, hey, how you doing? Tommy, right? I said, yes, I'm Tommy. And he said, you said you had a few ideas about this book that I wrote. And I said, yeah, actually I do. He said, well, have a seat. Tell me what's going on. I said, well, sir, the book that you wrote is trash. sorry, it's horrible. I said what you should have did with the character was this, that, and the third, and what you should have did in chapter 4 was this, this, and this. What you should have did in chapter 6 was this, 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 and you should have did that, and that, and that. And then as I kept going, I kept saying, God, how did you allow this in chapter 1, and why did you let this happen to me in chapter 2, and God, how did you let me be raped in chapter 3, or why did my father leave in chapter 4, and God, in chapter 5, I really don't understand why you wrote this in my book.
All right now. Illustrate.
And I said, God, I have some suggestions for you and what you should have put in my book. And God, I just don't understand, because like chapter after chapter is pain. Chapter after chapter is hurt. Chapter after chapter. And I said, God, I just can't keep on reading. I don't want to read any more of this book that you wrote for my life. And no matter how many times I try to tear the pages out, they still are there. No matter how many times I try to pretend like the memory is not even there, or like the situation never happened, God is still there. And I told God, I said, look, if this is how you write, you can keep your pen to yourself. Oh, I told him. Y'all told him too. Y'all ain't saved. And I told him, I said, keep your pen to yourself, because I can't take another chapter of this.
All right, all right.
She said, well, my son, I'm happy that, again, that you came to my office, and let's talk. Let me help you see it from my perspective, because you're looking at it from a character's perspective as the main character, but you're not the author. He said, because in life, my son, he says, all you can do is go from start to finish. But my son, I write from ending to start. So I write based on what I want to see happen in your life and what I see as your ending destination, and then I write backwards. He says, you can only live forward, but as you're living forward, I'm writing backwards. And I sat there and I wanted to say something, but I couldn't say anything, so I just sat there quiet because I felt sorry. So then he said, he said, my son, he said, not only do I write backwards, but my son, he said, who said that this book was for you? This book is not for you. This book is nothing more than you as the main character, a whole bunch of pages of testimony for another reader. He said, because there's somebody else who's going through chapter 1. You already lived chapter 1. There's somebody else who's going through chapter 2. You already lived through chapter 2. There's somebody else that's going through chapter 3. You already lived there. So now they can look at you and see how to get through chapter 1, and how to get over a divorce, and how to get over feeling rejected, and how to get over feeling low self-esteem. Because you've already lived through it. I'm just using your book to display my wonders and my awesomeness. So continue to surrender your pages to me. And then he says, son, you didn't look closely at the pages, because on every page there's like these red markings, and those red markings is the blood of my son. So every chapter of your life has already been covered by the blood. So I know you don't like what you've been reading, and I know that you don't feel like you can keep on going, but everything has already been covered in my blood, son.
All right now.
And he said, you feel like you can't keep on reading. You put your book down and you gave up on life. You gave up on your dreams. He said, so my son, because you stopped reading, let me tell you what's at the end of your book. He said, my son, because you stopped reading, let me go to the end. I'm going to flip to the end and I'm going to tell you what's here, because you gave up, let me tell you what's here. He said, in the end of your book, son, there is revival. In the end of your book, son, there is victory. There is hope. There is strength. You will be restored. There is happiness. There is perfection. I'm just perfecting those things through chapter 1 and chapter 2 and chapter 3. So my son, don't stop reading. Keep living. And know and understand that even though that you are the main character, I am the author.
Amen. Amazing, 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 amazing. Amen. praise. Coming to the platform last this evening to close us out is none other than Baptiste Malloy, man. Hallelujah.
Everybody doing? It's the last one. I was listening to so much awesome stuff going on, some ministry. I didn't even need to get up here tonight. I'm just grateful to be here. I'm just need y'all to rock with me a little bit since I'm the last one. Can we have some fun? Is that right? Can we go out and have some fun? So much craziness going on in the world. This song just says higher. Anybody want to go higher? We need to work in unity. Stop all the separatism and all the things that hold us back. And the song just speaks of going to war, because this is wartime. I don't know if you understand, but the enemy is real, and he's increased his army. So it's time for the people of God to stand and increase theirs, to increase ours. So let's just do this. Here we go. It's time to take a stand and take back the land God has given to us. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. Let's not fight